Okay, so I'm making this video, this really weird, awkward, embarrassing display to the public video about mine and Jake's relationship. I guess it's time for me to address some things. I never wanted to do this, but I feel like it's time. If it looks like I'm looking up and reading from a script, it's because I am. I wrote a lot of the stuff down that I want to talk to you guys about today because I have ADHD and I can't structure my thoughts correctly and I'll ramble. So for the sake of this video, to keep it short, sweet, to the point, I wrote stuff down. Like I said, I don't want to do this. I haven't been silent because I'm embarrassed. I have not been silent because I feel guilt. I haven't been silent because what Jake is saying is true. I have been silent because this matter was supposed to be between me and him and not be discussed amongst his fans. This is my real life. This was our real life. This is not fake. This is not something you chat with your friends about. This was supposed to be kept between me and him. But since a very raw, vulnerable recording has been put onto an album and displayed to the public, I think now is a time for me to address some things. Also, side note, I do not want this to be a he said, she said thing. I'm not here to bash Jake. I still wish nothing but happiness for him. I just want this to be used as some clarification. Okay, this is a very hard thing for me to talk about. It's been a year and it's still a hard thing for me to talk about, especially being displayed publicly like this. So just kind of bear with me. I'm gonna take you through the timeline of events. The first thing I want to clarify is that I did not cheat on Jake. Point blank period, I did not cheat on Jake. I was loyal to him for 6 years. The reason we broke up, the main big reason, was because I caught him with a girl at an Airbnb in May of 2022. So a little backstory on that. We weren't doing well. Our relationship was already rocky prior to 2020, 2021. It was already rocky. Jake decided to take some time and go down to the beach and rent an Airbnb to get some space. Give space for both of us so we could think. The whole time he's down there, he's begging me to come down. And that's really unusual for him. So, I was kind of just trying to continue getting space, but I was like, you know what? But I think the third day, I was like, I'll go surprise him. Jake and I shared an Airbnb account, so this is how I knew where he was. I'm just gonna drive down and surprise him. When I get there, I learned that he had a girl on the way over and had spent 3 nights prior with her. So while he was begging me to come down and spend time with him, he was hanging out with another woman. So Jake claims nothing happened at this Airbnb with this girl. But there was an open box of condoms and they spent 3 nights together. So a combination of those two things led me to believe otherwise. And for the next couple of months, I tried to forgive him. I tried to work things out with him. It was really, really hard, but I tried. One of the big things that caused mine and Jake's arguments was future talk. Do you want to get married one day? And he would always tell me that he didn't think so or he didn't know because he ultimately wanted to go fuck other women and then come back to me. But after I caught him with this girl at this Airbnb, he then decided that now he's ready to propose to me. I'm still trying to forgive him and he's talking about proposing. But I had already put in almost 6 years. We had a house together, we had a cat together. At this point, we were basically married. We just without the title. As time went on, we're getting closer to tour, he's kind of slipping back into old habits, kind of doing the same things that he was doing prior to the cheating. I thought Jake was the most loyal person on the planet, and then that happened, so my trust was broken. All that combined, whenever I would think about the proposal and all of that, I would get really stressed out, and I knew that I didn't want us to move forward with the proposal or getting married if I couldn't trust him or if we were already broken to begin with. But I didn't really realize this fully until we were about to leave for tour. I just thought, let's just get through the tour. Let's just do that. Let's just try to get through the tour and then we can have this discussion after the tour. I didn't want him canceling the tour. I didn't want him being focused on a relationship and trying to perform and travel. Touring is a lot. So like, I just wanted him to be focused on touring. It was the first tour, I think, since before COVID. So it was a big deal. And I didn't want to ruin that. However, that didn't happen. Jake picked up on the fact that I was detaching from him. I wasn't like stuck to him like glue like I normally am. I was also sick. I got sick like day 2 of the tour. So I was trying to keep my distance from him anyway. He kind of forced me a little bit to break up with him after the Chicago show. And then I begged him to just, let's get through the tour and then we can talk about relationship stuff when we get home. This is not the place, like we're trying to work. That didn't happen. So we broke up December 2nd of 2022. I was, lack of better words, I was fucked up. We both were. I was sad. I was so sad. I'm still sad about it. 6 years is a long time with a person, especially a person you thought you were gonna spend the rest of your life with. So, yeah, I was heartbroken. And I hooked up with a mutual friend of ours. It was a rebound. It was never meant for anything else other than that. I found comfort in this friend. I was sad and I was broken. And so this friend was there. I rebounded. I never meant for that to happen. It wasn't planned. It's something I'm not very proud of, but I did not cheat on him. I'm not saying it was right. I probably should have waited longer. But you know, the same week Jake had a girl in his hotel room doing the same thing. Actually, he flew this woman out to stay at our house for 2 weeks after the tour, right after the tour. My stuff was still in the house. It was still my house. Everything was still in there while she was staying there. I actually had to wait 2 weeks to pick up some of my things for her to leave. So it is what it is. People do things, stupid things, when they're hurting. So, you know, I never held that against him. Neither one of us are saints in this situation. This is not a black and white situation. There's a lot of gray. We did a lot of things to each other that I wish we could change. And one of those things that I did was not telling him when I should have. I have my reasons. I was afraid of how he would react. Jake had full financial control over me. I mean, our lives were completely intertwined together. So I was afraid of what he might do. Not like hurt me, but I was afraid of like other things that he could do. He can be a very impulsive person, and I just didn't know. But if I could go back and redo anything from then, it would be that. I would have told him the day after it happened. But you know, hindsight is 2020. He should have found out a different way, most definitely. And I wish I could take that back, but I can't. So I'm trying my hardest to move on with my life. I've moved. I have a new job. I have new friends. I got a new cat. You know, I'm really trying to put this behind me. But he keeps reopening old wounds. He's blasting me on Twitter, writing degrading songs about me, liking comments that are invoking violence towards me, shacking up with my now ex-best friend in the house that we built together. And I think the worst part of it all is he took Ellie from me without any discussion. I haven't seen her since April. And there's nothing I can do about it. I just lost my cat. He took her. That's that, I guess. So with all that said, I'm tired. I'm tired of going back and forth with him through social media about this. I'm tired of all of this. It's been a year. I want nothing more than to move on from this. Even after all the constant rehashing and harassment, I want nothing but happiness for him. We spent 6 whole years together. That's a long time. He was my very best friend, and I loved him. I was disgustingly in love with him for all those 6 years, and I think part of me still does love him. But at the end of the day, the only thing I want is for both of us to heal from this and just be happy. I just want to move on, heal, and be happy. I hope this clears some things up. I hope you guys can better understand. I really never wanted to do this, but I'm really tired of getting death threats. I don't know. I don't really know how to end this video. I guess just saying that, like, I hope everyone got some clarification from this, and we can all move on and hopefully put this behind us.